It's a sticking point that will send millions of Americans to the polls in 2024. And a lot of parents are going to re-enroll their kids in private or charter schools after a fight over parental rights. Today, Ohio lawmakers are deciding on whether to pass a law which would give parents a heads up on teachings on sexuality before their kids hear them in class. Ohio House Bill 8, also known as the Parents' Bill of Rights, would require schools to notify parents about sexuality content within the curriculum. It also would give parents the right to have their kids opt out of the lesson. Nicole Solas, senior fellow for the Education Freedom Center at the Independent Women's Forum, is with me, and also Mallory Golski, civic engagement and advocacy manager at the Kaleidoscope Youth Center, are here with us right now. Thank you both for being with us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So first, oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I want to ask both of you this. Nicole, I'll start with you. One of the amendments that was made to the bill was changing the language from sexually explicit content to sexuality content. What's the difference?
Well, sexuality content is more inclusive, right? This is including all content of all sexualities, whether it's heterosexual, homosexual, or anything in the LGBTQ, content. And this means that parents get notification on anything that's related to any kind of sexuality. And, what's going on is that the other side is saying all this propaganda that it's anti-LGBTQ. But if this bill is encompassing all content related to sexuality, then it's not anti-anything. It's actually encompassing anything related to sexuality so that parents can make a decision about whether they want to opt their children out of this content.
Mallory, do you see a difference between the two?
I absolutely do. So when you're, reading a book in an English classroom, whether that is something that's assigned or maybe it's something that they find in a library, there are so many storylines around heterosexual relationships, and those have gone on for so long without question in English classes. What I worry about is that this bill would be unfairly disadvantaging LGBTQIA plus students, because not only are those stories not being taught in classrooms generally, but in blanketing this ban, it's going to be unfairly targeting LGBTQIA plus stories, whereas the heterosexual stories are not going to be questioned at the rates that the LGBTQIA plus stories are. These stories aren't being taught, but students do deserve the right to have their stories reflected in the classrooms, whether that's in the library or whether that's in a story that they're reading in an English class.
Well, I want to kind of play off of that just to make sure that we're clear. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, but even with the understanding that there's a lot of diversity among our children, I think a lot of people want to know why there is such a focus on sexuality for grade school children. Mallory, can you just speak to that rather than the heart of the student, general acceptance of a student, letting a student know that they're loved, and then teaching them the things that they'll learn in school, the things we all learned, reading, writing, and arithmetic, if you want to go old school. Why is sexuality and gender so vital to a child's development?
Absolutely. So when children are, learning, they're learning about themselves, they're learning about their peers, and from a very early age, students have this perception of who they are. It's not something that's taught to them, whether in a book or a classroom in a formal setting. It's something they know inherently. And whether that student is straight, cisgender, whether they're gay, transgender, anything in between, they deserve to have that identity validated, whether through, just acknowledging a person's name and pronouns, whether seeing that story reflected in a book that they're reading in the classroom. They're not being taught this. Nobody is telling them like, okay, this is how to be gay, this is how to be transgender. It's something that the student inherently knows, and having that identity validated by their peers, by adults that they look up to, is something that will go a long way toward ensuring the well-being of that young person for years to come.
Nicole, what do you say to that?
Well, everything you just heard Mallory say is an ideological view of sex education. And she is incorrect that this won't be taught, because actually it will be taught. And the only change is that parents are going to be able to opt out of it if they feel that this does not apply to their child. It's not true that a child inherently knows who they are. My child does not know inherently who she is, because she's only 7 and she's still trying to figure that out. And it's up to me to teach her who she is and what she's going to believe, because I am the parent. Mallory is not the parent. Schools are not the parent. So this is just amazing that you have someone come on TV and say kids know who they are. They absolutely do not. Parents' values teach kids who they are. So we don't want ideological sex education in the classroom. We want to be able to opt out of it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.